right. Sí se puede.
So first, I just want to thank everybody for coming out here. Thank you for keeping the rain back. We appreciate you. You look beautiful out there. Diverse crowd, multiracial crowd that we need to see more and more of in this state. More and more of. Opening our mouths, coming together, fighting for what's right for all of us collectively. It is incredibly important that we do this. This race now is probably the most important race that the state has seen in decades. It's probably the most important race that we've seen in decades. I want to thank my wife from over there. She's in the back. She slipped up. She stuck behind me too. I didn't even see it. And Frank Gilmore, the councilman in this ward. We appreciate him for being here as well. I just want to say, you know, right now these people are fighting hard to make sure that folks are not gravitating to what we're saying. They're fighting hard to keep people away from our message. They're fighting hard to create, disillusionment and lack of hope in our community to make people believe that we can't win. They're going around saying that over and over and over again. They even got NJ.com to print a story about it. This is their solution to us, to say that you're hopeless. You can't do it. It's impossible. Lay down, stay home. This is a message they've been giving us all of our lives. And as long as that message grows, it gives me encouragement. Because it makes me believe and understand that what we're doing is right. Because they wouldn't be doing all these things if they didn't think we could win. They wouldn't be doing all these things if they didn't think that what we were saying was actually correct. That maybe when we got power, we can separate them from their privilege. Separate them from their proximity to power. Separate them from the things that they get at our expense, right? There are a bunch of folks in this state who benefit from the fact that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and working class people get pressure put on them every single day. There are folks who benefit, whether they're Republican or Democrat or independent, they benefit from it. These leaders all across the state benefit from having a South Jersey, a North Jersey, and a Central Jersey, having us all divided amongst one another. That these people benefit from separating us, from dividing us. But this movement brings us together. Brings us together, and that is the only way we win. That is our force. That is our power. That is the uniqueness about what we can create here. We can bring the party more voters than it has ever had in this state in a very, very long time. We can excite more people to be a part of the party more than it's ever had in a long time. All of the people that stayed home, that got disillusioned, that felt like there was no message for them, they get a chance to get excited, to put their sneakers and their boots on, to come out of their homes and go to the polls and go vote. You don't have to convince your cousins, your aunties to vote. They're more excited than you. They say, Mom, wait for me, I'm coming. Uncle, wait for me, I'll be there. You get to the voting booth, they're there waiting for you. I wanted to meet you at the voting booth because I wanted to cast my ballot today too. That's the kind of excitement we need. That's the kind of excitement we bring to the party. That's the only way we're going to win this, not only just locally, but nationally. If we don't understand that our election locally, our state election, is tied into a national election, then we are naive. If we don't understand that what we do in New Jersey will dictate what happens around the country, then we're not paying attention. If we don't see that the moves we make here is going to affect the moves that are happening nationally, then we don't have our eyes open as wide as we think we do. As a matter of fact, people are paying attention to New Jersey. They're paying attention to this race. When we were in Plainfield campaigning, people from Connecticut came down and canvassed with us. 9 people got in their cars and drove down from Connecticut and canvassed with us in Plainfield because they know that an election in New Jersey affects Connecticut. They know whatever we do in New Jersey will affect their lives, their families' lives, their neighbors' lives. It's not about some small thing, a small issue, a personal problem that they have. They understand the wider complications of what's happening in this country, and our ability to push back against it here in New Jersey has a super effect on what's happening in this country. They know this. We have to know it. We have to know what we do in Newark affects Jersey City. And what affects Jersey City affects Camden. What affects Camden affects Atlantic City. Whatever affects Atlantic City affects Somerville and Hunterdon and all the places up and down the state. We have to know that our unity is like an atomic bomb. That us being together by itself, just being together, together scares them to death.
All right.
A picture like this scares folks to death. What do they say? They say you can't get votes out of Newark. You can't get votes out of Essex County. And that larger message means you guys aren't united. Nobody's listening to you in the Muslim community. Nobody's listening to you in Central Jersey. Nobody's listening to you in South Jersey, but they are wrong. We have proven them wrong time and time and time again. This election is proving them wrong.
All right.
I want to say one last thing about these people who say that our campaign is only about rhetoric and platitudes.
Tell it.
Because there's a specific reason people are saying that. Because they're just not as charismatic as I am. They can't put their sentences together. The reality is, platitudes didn't help us reduce violence by 61%.
That's right.
Platitudes didn't help us balance a budget with a $93 million hole.
That's right.
Platitudes didn't get us to change 23,000 lead service lines.
All right.
Platitudes didn't create the guaranteed income program in the city of Newark.
That's right.
The guaranteed education program in the city of Newark. Platitudes didn't send 60 students to college for free. Platitudes didn't do this. Like, platitudes did not take people's Section 8 vouchers and turn them into mortgages. Platitudes didn't create a land bank. Platitudes didn't create inclusionary zoning. Platitudes didn't create the Office of Violence Prevention. Platitudes didn't create Brick City Peace Collective. Platitudes didn't raise people's salary to $40,000, the smallest, the most least paid wages in the city. We raised them to at least $40,000. Platitudes didn't raise the minimum wage. The Baraka administration did that. Working class people did that. People from all walks of life in our city did that. The things that we fight for collectively, we did that together with our brain power, with our cooperative energy, with our will to work together, reduce street homelessness by 57%. Not rhetoric, work. Rhetoric, work.
That's right.
And that's the problem. We're going to outwork them all the time. We're going to outwork them every time. They can talk and put out papers. That's the problem with New Jersey. Too many damn papers and not enough work. Too many studies and not enough action. We're studying the studies. We got to have a study on whether we should raise the minimum wage while people are starving. We got to have a study on how we should build affordable housing and people are losing their homes. We got to study on how we should desegregate our schools, and schools are becoming increasingly segregated by race and class. No more studies.
No more.
No more studies.
No more.
We need action. And that's what they're afraid of, that we're going to go down there in Trenton and turn the place right side up. We're going to turn it right side up.
That's right.
And chase those people out of there and replace them with working class people all up and down the state of New Jersey. On every board and every commission, and judges, and seats, all up and down that place. We're going to run people for office. Run people from the lower offices to the higher offices. We're going to take over the state. We're going to take over the state. And we're going to replace working people in every position we possibly can. That's what we're going to do. I want to thank y'all for coming out here today and knocking on doors and doing what you do. We need you. We're going to win this race.
We are going to
win this race.
That's right.
We're going to win this race.
We're going to win this race.
Somebody texted me this morning, they said NJ.com wrote that the Democratic, anonymous sources said, which is two people usually, anonymous sources say that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are saying collectively that the Republicans want me to win.
Yeah, right.
That's the only thing we agree on. They are underestimating us.
All right.
But that is how we win.
Let's go.
They never see us coming
Let's go.
until we're too close to them and our hands are already on them and they can't do anything about it at this point. I'm glad that they think they want me. Because when I get in the ring, I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting. I'm glad they think that we are easy to beat. They should have a conversation with the folks that tried down in Newark.
That's right.
With the party bosses in the county.
That's right.
They should have a conversation with them who thought we were easy to beat then.
Yes.
And we weren't easy to beat then. You know why?
Why?
Because Working Families was with us. Because 32BJ was with us. Because all these organizations here was with us.
That's right.
And the power of the people is stronger than the people in power.
That's right.